certainly humble this morning to be here in front of all you patriots and great Americans, people that we couldn't do our mission if it wasn't for your generosity and your caring. The Special Operations Warrior Foundation just wants to thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and we want to thank Glenn Beck for being so supportive to our families, our wounded, and our children. Over the years, some 30 years since we started, when we had the tragic accident in the desert of Iran, when we went over there with our special operations capability at the time to rescue 53 hostages. We had a terrible accident in the desert, and we lost 5 airmen in the cockpit of the C-130 and 3 young Marines in the back of the helicopter. Those brave men left behind 17 children. Today, one of them is a surgeon practicing surgery in University of Tennessee. But the one thing I've heard time and time again over the years from the commanders of our special operations units, they said the Special Operations Warrior Foundation eliminates one very important concern out of our rucksack, and that is to see that our children get a 4-year college education, no matter where they go, room, board, book, tuition, and all their expenses. Today we have 133 students throughout the country. We have graduated 156. A couple of them are here with us today. They're off the payroll, thank God. And we have 571 children yet of college age that we are committed to fund their full education. This truly could not be done without great, caring Americans like Glenn Beck and you folks here today. In 2005 in Iraq, we lost a brave airman, Captain Derek Argel. Derek had a son 10 months old, Logan, and a wife, Wendy, he left behind. But today with me is Derek's mom, Debbie Argel Bastian. Let me please introduce her to you.
Thank you very much. Folks, this is overwhelming. I'm overwhelmed. God bless all of you for coming today. To our veterans, our wounded warriors from all wars, welcome home. Today I want to talk to you about my family, my personal family, and my family sitting over here, my family in Special Operations. My closest family, the Special Operations Warrior Foundation. I want to tell you a little bit about my son. When he was in the 3rd grade, he came to me, very special little boy. He came to me and he said, "Mom, I know what honor is." And I said, "Honey, what is honor?" He said, "It's your promise. It's your word. You must never, ever break a promise." In the 5th grade, he came to me and he said, "I'm going to promise something." And I said, "To who?" And he said, "To myself. I'm going to promise that I'm going to get into a service academy and I'm going to become the best special operations officer that I can become, the best leader that I can become," in the 5th grade. In the 6th grade, he wrote an essay, Why We Should Honor Our Flag. In that essay, he explained, I'm seeing what's happening here today, and what he said was, although our stars are separated on the flag, they all come together in the blue background, all together under the eyes of God, never to be separated again, as we were in the Civil War. He got his wish. After 2 long years of trying to get in, he got into the Air Force Academy. On Memorial Day of 2005, he threw his hat up into the air at the Academy and he said, "I did it, Ma." On that occasion, he was so very proud of keeping his promise to himself. He decided then to go into a very, very elite group called the Combat Control. This group is called Quiet Professionals. Their motto is, "First there, that others may live." Their numbers are very few. They're a very tight family. They're my family. When Derek was stationed at Hurlburt, he met his wife-to-be, the woman of his dreams, Wendy. And their dreams came true when they had a little boy named Logan. When Logan was 8 months old on Memorial Day of 2005, in that morning, Derek was promoted to captain. He could have cared less if you told him you were general that day because he was on a mission. He was on a mission, and on that mission, with 4 Americans and 1 Iraqi, his plane went down. When Logan was old enough to understand that his dad was not coming ever again to a game or coming home, and his mother explained that the plane could not be fixed, Logan went to his bedroom to get his toy toolkit. He wanted to fix the plane so his dad could come home. And as you heard from Melinda on Glenn's show, even if you're 8 months old, you will never forget this. You learn to walk with it, but you never forget it. Shortly after that, my husband and I were contacted by the Special Operations Warrior Foundation along with Wendy. It was a personal call, and it relieved some of our stress and some of our worry for my son that wanted the very best education for his son. So that was a wonderful call. It was a personal call. These calls continue to all of our children of fallen special ops of all branches. I can't say enough wonderful things about them. They've never turned me down. They allow me to help fundraise. I've attached myself like a barnacle to the bottom of their ship. They can't get rid of me. Why special ops? Because they're always deployed, because our families don't often get the luxury of talking to them or knowing where they were. I didn't know where Derek was. They are names, they're not numbers. We have over 800 kids. And we have what Derek talked about so early on, keeping your promise, a promise that's been kept for 30 years. Today, I want to ask you to listen to their stories and to be very generous. Today, I'm not just holding out my hands, I'm holding out my heart. Please, if it's 8 cents or $25,000, please help. Please go to their website, find out who they are and what they can do. I know now that there's no such thing as a coincidence. There's also no such thing as closure. If Derek were standing here with me today, he would say to you that each of us is responsible for our own destiny and our own salvation. Each one of us is here to fulfill a mission. Please help us fulfill our mission. In closing, I want to read to you what Derek's quote was when he graduated from the Air Force Academy. "It is above you. To serve God and country is not a right, but a privilege." Thank you. Thank you for coming.
There have been so many miracles today leading up to this. I would like to see if we could do one more. If you have your cell phone, if you would text SOWF to 85944, this may be the largest single crowd ever to be able to do this. If you text right now, SOWF 85944 on your cell phone, it will make a donation automatically of $10 to the Special Operations Warrior Foundation. There are 500 families of Special Forces, men and women that have died in our name. Let's take care of their children, and let's do it right now. SOWF 85944. This week, I have been going to Mount Vernon. I went to the National Archives and I held the first inaugural address written in his own hand by George Washington. I went to the National Cathedral, which is incredible, an incredible space. In two little alcoves, just as you come in the door of the National Cathedral, there's a statue of George Washington on this side and a statue of Abraham Lincoln on this side. What most people don't know if they see those statues is that if you stand in just the right place at the right time of day, because of the stained glass windows, patterns start to appear on the chest of these great men. And just at the right time of day, right here, both men start to glow red. The reason why they glow red is because the designers knew what made their chest glow red. In a small little window high up above them that most people don't see, on each side is a stained glass window of Martha and Mary, their wives. And when the sun hits them just right, it makes their chest glow red. The secret of being able to stand the test of time is being able to have God and a good spouse by your side. Family is the secret. When I knew we wanted to honor our military, I didn't want to have a military person. I didn't want to have a member of Congress or someone running for anything. I wanted to have a dad or a mom. And that's why I picked up the phone and I called a mom. And she's speaking to you today as a mother of someone in the military. Ladies and gentlemen, Sarah Palin.